Welcome back, everyone. We are going to continue where we left off after listening exercise 1. We are going to continue into listening exercise 2. So, please listen to the video and fill in the blanks.
Kevin, you are really creative and good at designing stuff.
Thanks. I'm going to take graphic design classes in the fall semester.
What kind of jobs could you do with a degree in design?
I could work at an advertising agency or web design agency.
That sounds nice. I'm not sure what kind of job I want to get.
I understand. Sometimes it's difficult to know what you really like.
I like writing in my blog, but I don't know whether I am good at writing.
I like your blog posts. I think you can work in journalism.
Okay, so I hope you guys got down creative, graphic design, degree, advertising, weather, and journalism. Let's look at the questions. Number 1, Kevin is a creative person. 2, Kevin writes in his blog. 3, Kevin will study graphic design in the spring, fall, new year. 4, Kevin thinks the woman can work in.
Kevin, you are really creative and good at designing stuff.
Thanks. I'm going to take graphic design classes in the fall semester.
What kind of jobs could you do with a degree in design?
I could work at an advertising agency or web design agency.
That sounds nice. I'm not sure what kind of job I want to get.
I understand. Sometimes it's difficult to know what you really like.
I like writing in my blog, but I don't know whether I am good at writing.
I like your blog posts. I think you can work in journalism.
So let's try to answer these questions. Number 1, Kevin's creative. This should be true. Kevin's a creative person. Number 2, Kevin writes in his blog. You should have false. This is actually the woman writes in her blog. Kevin, it just doesn't say about Kevin. Kevin will study graphic design in the. This is in the fall. In American schools and Canadian schools and I think European schools, school starts in the fall. And type the answer. Kevin thinks the woman can work in. Kevin thinks the woman can work in journalism. So, true, false, fall, journalism. Okay, this is information exchange. Take some time. Here is my example. What are you going to do this summer? I'm going to work part-time at Lotteria. What are your plans for this year? What are you planning to do after you graduate? What are you planning to do in 10 years? What kind of job do you want to have in the far future? And as always, if you are not finished, go ahead and take some extra time, just pause the video. Let's move on to some questions. Word cloud. Just think about what you're going to do this summer. I know what I'm going to do. If it fits, I'm going to go to the beach. What do you want to do this summer? And there's another question. What do you want to do in the future? What kind of job? Here's my answer. I want to be a teacher in the future. I already am. So let's look at our dialogue.
Do you have any vacation plans this year?
Yes, I have a huge plan. My parents are taking a 1-month vacation, and the whole family is going to travel around Europe.
That's a really huge plan. Where do you plan to go?
We will travel across Europe by car. We are going to rent a car in Germany.
A family trip to Europe. That's fantastic.
We have been saving money to make this happen.
That's why you are working part-time jobs.
Yes. Return flight tickets for a family of 3 costs some money.
I understand. I think you can make your plan come true.
Thank you for your encouragement.
So with the dialogue, we have, here's the actual dialogue, and we have 3 questions. 1. What are Sandra's vacation plans? 2. Where will the family rent a car? 3. How did Sandra make money for the flight tickets?
Do you have any vacation plans this year?
Yes, I have a huge plan. My parents are taking a 1-month vacation, and the whole family is going to travel around Europe.
That's a really huge plan. Where do you plan to go?
We will travel across Europe by car. We are going to rent a car in Germany.
A family trip to Europe. That's fantastic.
We have been saving money to make this happen.
That's why you are working part-time jobs.
Yes. Return flight tickets for a family of 3 costs some money.
I understand. I think you can make your plan come true.
Thank you for your encouragement.
So let's go back and look at these questions, and I'll turn on my video. What are Sandra's vacation plans? The form of these are not as hard as some of the previous questions we've had. Take the R here, put Sandra's vacation plans are, and what are her plans? Let's look. Sandra's vacation plans are to travel around Europe. So you're going to put that after. So like that. Travel around Europe. Let me clear this and go here. Sandra's vacation plans are to travel across Europe by car. So one point of this says to, because whenever you want to have a second verb in an English sentence, it needs to have ing or to before it. Here's our first verb, and then I want to have travel across Europe by car, and so I have to add to travel. Where will the family rent a car? You can delete the question word where, and then you have the family will. The family, we're going to put will in front of the verb. The family will rent a car where? Do you guys remember? The family will rent a car. I remember, but I want to point out where. Germany. The family will rent a car in Germany. So since Germany is a country, you have to put in. The family will rent a car in Germany. And finally, how did Sandra make money for the flight tickets? You're going to delete how. You're going to take did and put it here before, after the subject. But there's already a verb there, make. So did, past tense, the D is going to go on to make. What is the past tense of make? It actually, like did, has a D, and it's made. Sandra made money for flight tickets. How did she make money? By doing part-time jobs, or by working at part-time jobs. Okay. So here are the answer locations. Number 1, you can see travel across Europe by car. 2, Germany. 3, part-time jobs. Let's look at your plans. Do you have any travel plans right now? What's the best kind of car to rent? Not to buy, to rent. Are you good at planning things? What family trip do you remember the best? Do you most remember? And who do you want to take a trip with? So I will disappear for a couple seconds while you guys answer the questions. So if you're having difficulty deciding, here are my sample answers, and you can answer with some of them or with their ideas. Okay, let's answer these. Number 1, it's a word cloud. What is the best kind of car to rent? I put Tesla in my sample answer. I don't know. Maybe Ford? What kind of car do you like? What kind of car would you like to rent? I don't know. Number 2, drop a pin. Where would you most like to travel? Of these places, which one is the best? I just picked this. Looks like a old European city. Looks really nice, but they all look really nice, I think. So this brings us to the reading. This is page 101. This is your last reading section.
I am studying management at university. Sometimes I ask myself some questions about my future. The questions are always the same, but the answers are different at times. The one question I always ask is, what am I going to do after graduation? Although I am studying management, I have always been fascinated with computers. Recently, I have been thinking of becoming a computer programmer. I think computer programming will be my dream job because I am quite good at writing programs. I am going to take advanced computer programming classes from this semester. I will be busy this summer looking for internships at software companies and studying at the same time.
Okay, take some time to look over this, and then let's try to answer these questions. Number 1, the writer is studying engineering at college. Number 2, the writer will be busy in the summer. I just want to give you a second. Okay, let's try. If you need more time, please pause it. The writer is studying engineering at college. This is false. Number 2, the writer will be busy in the summer. This is true, and I want to go back and show you guys where those are. So number 1, here we go. is right here. I am studying management at university. University and college are something we use interchangeable in the US. I think Canadians and other countries might not, but the US does. So I'm studying management, not engineering. So that one's false. And number two is the writer will be busy in the summer. And that is here, I'll be busy this summer looking for internships at software companies. This one is true. This one is false. Okay. Okay. So there are your answers. And also, if you want, you can answer these questions. Do you worry a lot about the future? I worry about the future because I'm not sure what job I want to have. What kind of extra classes have you taken in the past? I took a psychology class. I don't know. What kind of extra classes have you guys taken? And then finally, we have the vocabulary section. This one's a little bit difficult, so I want to give you guys some extra time to do this, and I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, I guess by now you guys should be pretty much finished. So let me go over these. These ones are pretty hard. So let me go with the ones that are the easiest to figure out first, I think. This one, come true, is 2 blanks. And that is, the only one with 2 blanks is right here. 1, 2. So that's going to go there. The next one that I think is somewhat easy to figure out is this one, on. So on's got to be followed with an A, I, E, O, or U. And we have this I, we have this E, and we have this A. So it's one of those 3. So Cindy will study graphic design at university to work at what company? Industry company? Industry and company mean almost the same thing. Environment company, I mean it could be, but advertising is a better choice. So remember, when you're doing these, make sure to cross out the ones you've used. Advertising should go right here. Now let's start at the top, and some of these are just really difficult. My brother's good at writing. I think he can work in, so your hint here is writing. Which word goes with writing? That's going to be journalism. Journalism is going to go there. I studied chemistry at university, and I will get my what next year? He's studying at university. He's almost finished. So what's he going to get? He's going to get his degree. That goes there. Maybe it's easier if I change colors to blue for the next couple. I would like to become an English literature professor after I... So you want to become a professor, but first you have to do something. What do you have to do? What words do we have? Industry, environment, rent, graduate, creative, fascinated. Graduate. After I graduate, then I can become a professor. Some of these words you guys, especially fascinated, I think you haven't seen. That means very interested. So let's do number 5. You must be what to be an artist? What can go here? Fascinated, creative, environment, industry, rent. It should be creative. Okay, maybe I can change to orange. Cindy will study graphic design at a university. We already did that one. Sorry. Thomas is with computer games. I'm very worried about him. She's worried about him. Why? He is... This word does not fit perfectly. This could be like addicted, but the word they're using is fascinated. This is supposed to be fascinated. And this is not a good fill-in for this blank, but that's what it is. Tourism is a big what in industry? Let me change to green. Let's look at what we have. Industry. Tourism is a big industry in Italy. Tourism is a big rent in Italy. Tourism is a big environment in Italy. Industry is going to be the best fit for here. And we often say that when we're talking about some sort of thing in a country, we can say, what is big industry in where? For example, semiconductors are a big industry in Korea. Number 9, to save the... We made an interesting documentary. What do we want to save? We want to save the environment. And then finally, Larry will... A car. What do you do with a car? You rent a car. So Larry's going to rent a car. And those are the answers, but I want you guys to check over them. So fill in each one of these blanks. I will pause it for like a second so you can fill these in, and then we will wrap up. Okay, that is the end of Unit 12 for today. We are finished. Bless you all, and I hope you guys study for your exam next week. Next week is your final exam. I think in the last video I said midterm exam accidentally. Next week is your final exam, so please be prepared for that. Bless you, and I will see you next week. You guys will come in and take your test and be finished. Have a good day. Bye-bye.